I've been inspired by just reading about, you know, this process called testimony theatre, about people actually collecting real life interviews and turning it into a play. I think as a playwright personally, it's about trying out different forms, you know, because you don't want to sort of repeat yourself, I feel. And I'm also very tired of my own voice. not tired, but you know, people say, oh, yes, in typical Alfian style, here, you know, is a scene where two characters argue about politics or whatever. So I really wanted to see, okay, how about having other people talk about politics, you know? Is it any different from the way in which I address these issues?
Well, when we received these interviews from Alfian, they were all in the form of texts, yeah, which had been transcribed from many interviews that he did. And so the idea really was that as a company we would sit down and read them over and over and over again to try and understand who these people were and what they were feeling and the context within which they were thinking, you know, whether it was, you know, their job, whether it was their first time voting, whether or not it was and who they were voting for, and obviously why they were casting the vote in their particular ways.
Some politicians that I interviewed turned out to be a lot more unguarded than I thought they would be. So they didn't give me sort of very safe sound bites, you know. Some did, but there were those who just went all out, and to the point where I don't consider myself someone who self-censors a lot, but I would ask, okay, are you sure you want this inside the play? Because I think you know, I think you might have wanted to say off the record before you said that. So I would show them, okay, this is the bit that I think you might not want to use on stage. But they were quite insistent. They were like, oh, I think that's the first time I've ever shared it with a public, and I would like to share this, you know, with the audience.
In the case of depicting a politician, it's been an interesting process because we've had to try and find the spirit of how they are expressing the ideas rather than just being parrots or mimics or being, yeah, you know. So that's the actors, I think, claiming this work for themselves.
It is a document of the times, especially the watershed elections, GE 2011, and I think in this play we've tried to consolidate all the kinds of views and opinions of Singaporeans about what had just transpired, and to basically try to make sense of whether, you know, Singapore itself has actually changed through these elections.